we are having a good day.
Yeah, we moved in here in pretty slick style. I hope the guys before us don't get the idea that we can just jump right in here.
We can just jump in at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
3 moments.
I mean, we have a lot of important information to get across, and so we got to be structured. Is that the proper word?
We got to be prepared.
Get ready.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And a little bit later on, Rick Hollister, we're going to see how ready he is, because the markets really don't look all that bad. Soybeans are having a pretty good day, so he ought to be smiling when he does his report. The wheat might be a little shaky, but we'll talk about all that after we get done with the weather. Kind of a chilly start again to the morning this morning, but nothing as chilly as what it was last night. Still, we did have some folks that picked up a little bit of frost, but that was inland areas and in northern Michigan. We do have a high pressure system over Indiana. We have a low pressure system over northern Minnesota. The two of them working together right now to get us mostly sunny skies. And John, it looks like we're going to warm up a little bit. Where are we right now?
Right now out at the airport, they're reporting 57 degrees, downtown Midlands at 58. And here at Radio Center, we're at 61.
Yeah, Bay City's at 60 right now. And once again, not too much of a wind out there.
Nope. Pretty calm. Little bit out of the west, maybe.
But that's
hardly anything to talk of.
And barometer's looking pretty good right now. It's starting to fall off just a little, but not very much. Where are we right now with that?
Right now, barometer reads 30.26. And like you said, it's starting to fall off.
Yep. We're looking at that low pressure system that's going to try to push a cold front through the state. A lot of the odds late last week and through the weekend seemed to indicate that front was going to move through late Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. All of that now has been pushed back to Thursday. And quite honestly, that front, at least the forecast for that front, continues to deteriorate as far as the amount of precipitation that's going to be coming out of it. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, because quite frankly, we do need some precipitation here, but nobody is complaining. Everybody's having plenty of opportunity to get some harvest done. And as Rick and a lot of the experts are going to be telling us over the next couple of days, harvest has really moved right along. As a matter of fact, the latest crop progress report that we were able to glean showed that harvested for grain, the corn, was pretty much right on the 5-year average. We're behind last year, but last year was an exception. Right now, about 10% of the corn is harvested for grain, 75% for silage. And again, that's right on the 5-year average. As far as winter wheat planted, we're moving right along, 35% according to the state average. Again, this was as of Sunday. The 5-year average was 29, and a whole lot of wheat's gone in within the last couple of days. And as we mentioned before, if anybody had the opportunity to get some wheat in before that last shot of rain and cooler air, the wheat is right up. I mean, those wheat fields look like a carpet right now. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Sugar beets harvested, we're pretty much on the 5-year average, 26%. The 5-year is 28, and the last year, 35% of the sugar beets were harvested. For the most part, much better when it comes to results of the sugar beets. And again, as we've heard over the past 3 days and even into the tail end of last week, sugar content is up, tonnage is down a little bit, and that's a good sign when it comes to ultimate getting paid for what's coming in. And there's definitely a market for sugar right now. We're looking at a lot of sugar has been shipped out. The funnel is not really all that full. So we do need some sugar. So hopefully for our guys, they'll be able to get that in and, as we said, get paid.
Pretty sweet deal.
You bet, all the way around. So what are we looking at today? Forecast 72, low tonight 47. So a little bit warmer. Clear skies tonight. Sun will set this evening at 7:12. Rise tomorrow morning at 7:38. Few clouds will be around tomorrow. That frontal system, albeit weak, is going to be running from the Upper Peninsula back into northwestern Missouri. So we'll see a few more clouds, especially later in the day tomorrow. 75 is going to be our projected high tomorrow, and maybe 48. I think a lot closer to 50. as far as a low tomorrow night. Then Thursday will peak out, I think, about 70 degrees. But then as that frontal system approaches, behind it is cold air. So 70 degrees reached earlier in the day. Then we'll be dropping off as that front clears the state. 40 for a low on Thursday night. And again, as far as amount of precipitation, boy, it's debatable right now. I'm not really seeing a good solid frontal line that's going to be moving through on Thursday. Clouds and still some showers around on Thursday night with that low of 40. Then on Friday, partly cloudy. After a cloudy start, we'll finish off the day with a lot more sun, 50 degrees, and we're being optimistic for a high on Friday, 32, 31, and some of you in the Great Lakes Bay Area will drop down to 28 for a low on Friday night. The low to mid 30s on Saturday, low 40s on Sunday for nighttime temperatures, mid to upper 50s for the weekend when it comes to high temperatures. And then on Monday with partly cloudy skies, we'll be looking at the low 60s. Again, that outlook to take us all the way through the 17th of the month, below average on the moisture. Temperature is going to be swinging around pretty close to average. Right now, it looks, John, we're going to have a little bit of a turn, much above average temperatures once we get into the last 7 to 10 days of October. So we're not done with above average temperatures, but obviously above average is a little bit cooler than what we've been seeing.
Yep. I'm surprised the 70-degree high down to the 50-degree high. That's going to be one heck of a shock Thursday into Friday.
This is Dakota weather.
Yeah.
I mean, really, they have the big temperature variance like that from one day to the next. That's it as far as our weather is concerned. Rick Hollister ready to go?
We'll be talking with Rick Hollister from the Andersons in just a moment, but first we want to remind you that our weather forecast for today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond & Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. You're talking Carhartts, you're talking Red Wing shoes and boots, you're talking Stormy Cromer accessories. Ed Raymond's has got them. You know, they've been in business for well over 100 years, and they're located at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. Check them out, edraymond's.com. That's where you should go. Also, Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Pivot Bio. Demand for nitrogen has never been higher. Fortunately, Pivot Bio has transformed the way fertilizer is produced and used by farmers. Unlike synthetic nitrogen fertilizers, the cost of Pivot Bio Proven 40 is every bit as consistent as its performance. And since it's applied in furrow at planting, it's weatherproof. Pivot Bio Proven 40. The only predictable weatherproof nitrogen around. Turn to a better nitrogen with Pivot Bio. Learn more by getting a hold of Don Morris, 989-239-2791, or Allie Morris at 989-780-3770. Do we have Doug on the line right now?
Turns out Doug's out of the office today, so our market report's kind of been...
Oh, well, then guess who's going to deliver the markets? It looks like me. Right now on the Chicago Board of Trade, we're looking at the corn. December corn is at 686. That is up 5 1/4. The March contract is at 692 1/2. That is up 5 1/4 as well. Soybeans on the November contract up 13 3/4. at $13.87 3/4. The January soybeans are at $13.97 1/4. That is up 13 1/4. Wheat, as we said, the only downturn right now, that's down 11. That would make December contract at 901. The March contract the next year on the wheat is currently at 914 1/4. That is down 10 1/4. The market report has been brought to you by the folks at Krizak's House Family Restaurant. If you've got to supply the food for an event coming up, not a problem. You just give them a call. Krizak's House, great place to dine in as well. Located at Casson, Michigan, on Bay City's south side. And also, Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor. You know, new parts for old tractors are made easy. All you got to do is give Steiner a call at 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. We'll be right back, but first this.
Are you in the market for a new Chevrolet? Do you have a lease coming due? I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Buick and Vassar with a current update. First, let's talk about inventory. At Cook Chevrolet, you'll find about 60 vehicles in stock and 120 on the way. Now, most of them are Silverado pickups, with inventories at Equinoxes, Blazers, and Traverses starting to increase. Now for the deals. We've got Equinoxes from $228, Blazers from $238, and Crew Cab 4x4s from as low as $373 a month. And Chevy has just announced that they'll pay $1,000 towards Silverado accessories. That means you can get your tonneau cover and running boards for next to nothing. So let me repeat, Equinoxes $228, Blazers $238, pickups $373 a month, and for a limited time, $1,000 off pickup accessories. The Cook GM Superstore, M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year and includes all rebates. $2,706 on Equinox, $2,837 on Blazer, $2,995 on Silverado to a signing. Chevy, find new roads.
Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, and Beale City knows a complex world sometimes demands a simple solution. Case in point, Workmaster utility tractors from New Holland. They're tough, practical workhorses that give you unmatched comfort with a low cost of ownership. Models from 55 to 75 horsepower give you expanded visibility with comfortable seating for two. A hitch lift capacity up to 4,000 pounds means you can accomplish more with larger implements. Stop by Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, or Beale City today and ask about Workmaster utility tractors.
Along with me, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, with his absolutely gorgeous weather, not only today, but also tomorrow, it looks pretty good for the next few days to get some work done outside.
It does, Terry. And, you know, even though the season's kind of winding down here, we're just starting. I happen to be up north near Skidway Lake right now, and the fall color is coming, and with that comes leaves. And for how many years, Terry, have we been preaching, just chew up your leaves, you don't have to pick them up? But we still see people constantly going through that physical labor of raking up those leaves, putting them in bags, dragging them to the curb. You have to pay for bags. You have all that activity. Just mow them up and leave them. Your lawn likes it. And seldomly in this world is the easier way, the better way. This is one case it is. So, you know, let's, as we go, to keep that mower out even into November and mow, not to mow the grass as much to chew up those leaves.
You know, I always wondered because it seems like when the leaves come, it's gradual. The mulching works pretty good. But then all of a sudden, these maple trees with the great big wet leaves decide that they're all going to drop all at once.
Mulch them up, Terry.
Mulch them up.
It works. You might have to mow it 2 or 3 times, but mowing 2 or 3 times, particularly with a rider, is a lot easier than raking, bagging, toting, carrying, and then you've got you got to buy your leaf bags and all that stuff. It's just easier. In my home, I've got some elm trees, and they all seem to fall at once. And I will actually plow leaves with the mower, and finally they'll go under and chew them up, and I'll have to mow it once or twice again, dispersing them. And it doesn't look the best for the first day or two, but after 3-4 days, they kind of dry up and go away. You hardly notice them. And again, that's good nutrient for the soil, and it also doesn't add to thatch. That's a common misconception. That'll add to thatch, and it won't.
Jerry, something that I notice, especially once winter has ended and the snow's starting to clear up, is you notice all of those leaves that you might have missed when you were raking up before, if you decide to do that. Does just mulching them up, does that leave a mess once the snow clears up at all?
You'll never know. No, it won't, because that leaf that you missed will be sucked up and chewed up and spit back out again. And it just doesn't have a problem. Again, if you disperse them when they're thick, again, you may have to mow 2-3 times, and then maybe a week later, if you have that many that come all at once, you may mow a week later with no new leaves just to push everything around, spread it out, and you're all set. So again, I just can't stress enough how good a deal it is for you and the energy you put out and how much energy goes into the ground. That'd be like farmers going up and taking all their corn stalks, baling them up, putting them in bags, and sending them out someplace else. That organic matter does wonderful things to the soil.
Yeah, it sure does. Jerry, thanks a lot for sharing. We really appreciate it. Hey, what was the low temperature up at Skidway Lake this morning? Any idea?
Oh, no, I didn't get here till about 10, and it was about 55 and kind of nice. But
yeah.
I suspect we've got some good fall color looking around. The reds and oranges are coming. We're into this beautiful time of the year.
You bet. I love it. Jerry, take care. Have a great day, okay?
You too.
All righty. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Let's take a quick break, and then Craig Voorhees will be joining us.
From Kansas to Ohio, that's where you'll find Pivot Bio. From the Mississippi Delta, the Chesapeake, Nebraska, and the hills of Tennessee, proving on thousands of fields across this great land. When you work the ground till the sun goes down, Pivot Bio's got a plan. Greener plants in a healthy land, use our predictable nitrogen. Wherever farmers grow, yeah, that's where we go.
A Pro Box has enough seed to plant 125 acres of corn. Now, if you wanted to put 40 pounds of nitrogen on those acres, you'd need 1,200 gallons of anhydrous, or 1,700 gallons of UAN, or 5 tons of urea. But what if that amount of nitrogen was already on your seed? Pivot Bio is now putting nitrogen on seed. The first company to ever apply nitrogen on seed. The nitrogen you need now on seed from Pivot Bio. Learn more at pivotbio.com.
If you ever wondered how the farm mall got its name, well, here's a list of some of the jobs that the Case IH farm mall can do. Baling, cutting hay, feeding, fertilizer, mowing, mixing feed, chopping, pulling, loading, raking, clearing, irrigating, furrowing, cultivating, hitching, digging. I think I better quit now because the list I'm only about a quarter of the way through it right now. Case IH farm all tractors run from 35 to 140 horsepower. And Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth knows that getting the job done starts with choosing the right farm all. That's why they carry a wide range of Case IH Compact Farm All Series tractors. So you'll find the right fit for your operation. From the Value Pack Compact Farm All A Series to the Deluxe Compact Farm All C and C Series with cabs. So let's make it simple. This tractor does it all. So no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red. And that's Farm All. Learn more at caseih.com/farmall or just stop by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Doing it right longer. We say good morning to Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, a lot of activity going on out there, and equipment every once in a while has a chance to break down, and we might have to rent some equipment. Give us your thoughts.
Right, Terry. There's lots going on right now, and unfortunately, bad things happen sometimes when we have equipment out in the field. Just was talking with a customer the other day. Somebody decided to vandalize their combine while it sat in the field overnight. I guess people don't have enough to do, apparently.
Apparently not.
But, no. But when those types of events happen, something that's covered by the policy, now it wouldn't be necessarily just like an engine breakdown or a transmission or something like that, but fire, a collision, vandalism. Usually when those events happen, there is money available from your farm policy to cover the rent of a replacement piece. Now, the trick there is finding something that's available to rent. But the other side of that is that money can also go towards hiring somebody to finish up for you in the meantime. So make sure if you're in need of renting something, check with your insurance agent to see if that rental would possibly be covered from the policy.
Good advice. Craig Voorhees, take care. Have a great day, okay?
We will, Terry. Thanks. You too.
You betcha. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Quality Roasting of Reese is a sponsor of Farm Service 790 and 100.5 FM. They do offer competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans, so give them a call for a quote today. You know, while we're on the subject of numbers, why don't we just give Steve Anderson a call right now?
I think he's got some good news to report if things kept up after this morning. Steve, good morning.
And good morning, Jonathan. Terry, how you doing?
Hey, we're doing great. Jonathan tells me you're doing pretty good today.
I am. Well, you guys might even feel like you're doing greater when you hear some numbers here. Right now, we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 724 points, putting it at 30,219, volume 433 million shares. The NASDAQ's at 338, is up 338 at 11,154. 419 million shares. Seems to have me all Twitter-pated, I guess. Stocks of local interest, we've got Caterpillar, 178.43, up 720. Deere, 53.54.69, up 10.64. CMS, 60.29, up 44. Dow, 46.28, up $1. DuPont is 54.20, up 177. Corteva, 61.05, up 187. GM, 35.22, up 235. Trinzio, 19.75, up a quarter. Walmart, 134.04, up 151. Home Depot, 289.70, up $6. Huntington Banks, 14.02, up 55. And AT&T is 16.06, up 16. I think I'm going to quit. I just gave you enough green to digest for the day.
Yeah, and you gave John a name and a phrase there that we're looking up in the dictionary right now.
I'm not sure if you're allowed to say that on the radio.
Twitter-pated?
I don't know what it means.
Have a good one, Steve. We'll talk to you later.
It's a handy catch-all word, and I hope it keeps Jonathan busy most of the afternoon.
It will. Talk to you later,
All
Steve.
right.
Steve Anderson over at Baird. We'll be right back.
Soil prep for next year begins as soon as the harvest is over. Don't miss out on nutrients you can return to your soil. Applying a Dairy Dew compost blend accelerates the conversion of crop stubble into next year's plant food. That remaining plant material is full of nutrients you want to return to the soil. Dairy Dew blends from Morgan Composting, like K2, Gypsum Plus, and Layer Ash Blend with Gypsum, helps with decomposition, releasing those nutrients for next year's crops while also adding good biology and other missing nutrients to your soil. Like a lot of things right now, supplies are limited, so contact Morgan Composting to place your order for fall and lock in your price now. Crops don't wait. The seasons don't wait. You shouldn't wait. Address soil health now for better yields next year. Not sure which is the best Dairy Dew compost blend for your fields? Contact a soil health expert at Morgan Composting for a consultation and soil testing. Call today or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
North Dakota right now, as far as corn harvest goes, they've got 3% in the bin as of right now. Ohio is 7%, and Pennsylvania is 2%. Everybody obviously is way behind the 5-year average when it comes to harvesting in those particular states, as well as many others too. We'll be covering more of that tomorrow. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.